Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. Today I am coming to you from the historic fishing village of Gloucester, Massachusetts. You may recognize this thing right here. This is the Fisherman's Memorial of all of the fishermen that have died in the ocean. And it says on the memorial, "To they that go down to the sea in ships." And that's actually from the Bible. But we are going to take an in-depth look at this 2025 Hyundai Tucson. And in this video, we're going to go over the Tucson, all of the features, all of the safety features, driving features, all the ins and outs. My wife and I have had the opportunity to spend a few days here. And while we're here, we have been driving this Hyundai Tucson all over the place. We've been in Boston, we've been in Rockport, we've been in Gloucester, we've been all up and down the coast. And this thing has been absolutely incredible from the perspective of being comfortable, being easy, being convenient, being safe. It's got really good performance too. I like the overall exterior design of the Tucson. I actually am a huge fan of these real angular sides and everything that's going on here. There's just, it looks like it's carved out. You can see that right there. I also love the wheels. They look like they're this big star pattern. And it looks like there's a lot going on from like a geometric perspective. The door handles are body colored, which I actually prefer because you have all of this contrast stuff here. If you added the door handles to be a different color or like a brushed aluminum there, that just would not look right. It would look just way too busy. The rear tail lights are kind of interesting. They're this pointed, it almost looks like it has vampire fangs. But that's no problem with me. You do have a power rear door. We'll get into that in just a second. But what I really wanted to get into in the exterior, the thing that you cannot get away from is the way these lights are. And you can see how the lights, these are not, they're not doing that in real life. That would actually be kind of a cool thing. But I don't know, I'm not such a huge fan of the way the LED daytime running lights are. It definitely allows you to be seen on the road, but it just looks like it's just too much. It looks like Hyundai's trying a little bit too hard with the whole lighting dynamic in this thing. Just a couple of basic headlights right there would be fine. Again, it does help you really be seen very, very well though. One of the things that I don't understand about this thing, especially because of the fact that it's got a ton of safety features in it, is that it does not have parking sensors. You don't see parking sensors anywhere at all. And when you're backing, it does not help. You also do not have turn signals that are integrated into your side mirrors. And this one, in addition, does not have a sunroof. So this one is just like a basic model. But still, I would think of all the safety features, you know, like the lane mitigation, the radar cruise, auto high beams, I would think you would throw in parking sensors. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Backup camera here. The hatch release button is right here. And so all you have to do is tap that, and then that comes right up. You have a tremendous storage area right here. This is actually a really, really good storage area that I like. Right here, you can fold down your rear seats. The thing about it though, one of the things about it is that in the rear, you only have one LED on the left side. That's not enough. I've tried unpacking and packing this thing at night, and you only have one light. That's just not enough. You do also have a power point here, and then here on the left side is also another thing to fold down your rear seats. Your rear seats are a 60-40 split, so that's pretty convenient. And then here you have a little bit of storage area along with your spare tire. And then in order to close the rear hatch, just like any other one, it's right there. Here is the little 4-cylinder engine that powers the Tucson. It's actually a really efficient, good engine that puts power to the wheels really well. The transmission is a little bit grabby, a little bit searchy, but that's due in large part to the fact that I'm in New England, on New England roads, and they're kind of hilly. But anyways, it is a 4-cylinder engine. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It has 187 horsepower with 178 pound-foot of torque, and I really like that horsepower to torque ratio. That's a good mix. It does have an automatic 8-speed transmission, and it does have variable shifting, so you can shift it over at any speed and change the gears manually without a clutch if you like. The back seat of the Tucson is nice, and I gotta say, this thing is actually very, very basic, but it's nice basic. It's easy to operate. The seats are covered with just this cloth. It's actually pretty hardy. You have stripes here that are going to be embedded into the center of the seats. These seats fold completely flat, which is always nice. A couple of cup holders here, and then a couple of power points that you have right there in the back of that center console. You have a tremendous amount of headroom in this thing. That's one of the things that I have found very nice over the several days that I've been driving it, is that the headroom is not lacking in any way. It is really, really nice. Also, the rear seat legroom is going to be really nice as well. Plenty of room there. Inside the Tucson, it has good and bad, so let's go over that now. One of the weird things about this thing is the key. I don't understand it. Look how big that key is, and it's just weird. I do appreciate the fact that it's kind of cylindrical and it doesn't get stuck in your pocket, but it takes up a lot of your pocket or your purse or wherever you're going to keep your key. Lock is on the top, unlock on the left, panic alarm on the bottom, and then this is for automatic start or remote start. So you're like, okay, well, I thought it had a power door. Well, it does. And look, right here on the side is your power door. It says hold, and you press that and it releases the rear door. That's fine. But this key is just way too big, and it feels real lightweight and very plasticky. There's no real substance to it at all. It feels like it's going to break pretty easily if you drop it. The keyless system works really, really well with the door and everything, but this key, it could be at least half the size and still contain all the functions that you need. The other thing is the steering wheel here. Look at that. There is nothing to indicate what kind of car you're in. All it has is this little stripe here with 4 dots and a circle. It looks like Hyundai said, okay, the piece of the car that the driver is going to see all the time, let's make it as generic and as boring as possible. That's a good, no, that's not good. You need a little Hyundai symbol right here. It's just weird. It just doesn't look right. The screen that you have right here, and I'm going to light this up in just a second. I really, really like this screen. Foot on the brake, tap the button, and the car starts. And this is a very, very nice display. Starting off on the left side, on the far left here, is a speaker. That's a pretty great placement for a speaker. But this right here, your center cluster where you see focus most of your attention, I love this. I love how it looks digitally analog. And what I mean by that is, look at these old school looking numbers here. And right here as well. I'm gonna rev it so you can see the difference, the numbers there, what I mean. See that? Those kind of blocky looking numbers, this all harkens back to like 1980s video game. And I love it. And I love how simple the layout is. Gas, temperature, tach, speed. And then you have some various information right here. This is a great design. The colors are clean. The colors are really easy to see at night. And the font is just There's nothing apprehensive, there's nothing fancy about it. It's just basic, and that is what I really like about it. Over here on the left side of the steering wheel, you're going to see all of your cruise control elements and a few safety elements. And then over here on the right is going to be Bluetooth elements along with audio. So back over here, you can see that there is a dial that you move up and down, and this is actually right now controlling media, so it says media, but you can also press that in, and then you can toggle this up and down. You also have a pages icon right here, so pressing that pages icon, it shows you, whenever you first press it, it shows you a drive power distribution tab, and then you can scroll up and down with the wheel, and it shows tire pressure and then drive power distribution. Current trip, this shows you your mileage and all that stuff. I'm averaging 26.6 miles per gallon. That's about average for this car, and I've been going over some hilly stuff since last reset is 28.8. That's pretty good. Auto stop, and so the auto stop has been active for 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So in other words, whenever I sit at a stoplight or I come to a complete stop and the engine is off, that's how long the engine is off, has been off, while the car is actually on since the last refuel. That's a pretty neat little graphic. Current trip, and so back to mileage, and then I'm going to press and then I can press OK to reset all that. And then over here on the top left is going to be, Hyundai calls it Smart Cruise, and it says Smart Cruise control conditions are not met. Hyundai's radar cruise control is second to none. It's really nice. It's an effective feature that feels very natural, and it feels like the car is it's not like herky-jerky. I really like that. Also, this right here, the steering wheel lane mitigation is fantastic. I really like that. We'll take an in-depth look at that in the driving portion. And then here is the distance, how you set the distance for your radar cruise. Over here on the right side, audio controls and Bluetooth. So right here in the center console is going to be your screen, all of your climate controls, wireless charging, your gear shifter, and then a few controls down here. But starting back up here with this beautiful screen as part of the right side of this big, massive curved screen, I really like how the placement of this screen is oriented toward the driver. So when you're driving, it's turned toward you a little bit so you can really see that display. This is a fantastic design. It's not an individual screen that pops up and that potentially could get in the way of your driving. It's normal. It's very centric with the flow of the way your eyes are oriented, and this is a fabulous design. Right here, Apple CarPlay knows that based on the Bluetooth connection with my phone, that I have a flight that's leaving today, and so as soon as I started the car, boom, it shows me my flight information. That is a fantastic, not flight information, but the airport that I'm leaving from, and do I want to go ahead and go to the airport. That is really nice. So as far as Apple CarPlay is concerned, the integration to Apple CarPlay is wonderful. It's fabulous. It just syncs right up. But here are your buttons, your physical buttons that you can touch to go home. And then this now is the native Hyundai software. This is really nice. So right here is going to be several different things: vehicle diagnostics, valet mode, and whatnot. And then you can swipe to look at other things. Setup is where I'm going to recommend that you go and that you actually kind of spend some time in this screen doing this setup to specifically set the vehicle to the exact way you want it to operate according to your preferences. So you can go vehicle and then all of this. Drive mode, pretty nice. Shows the details of the drive mode change and a vehicle image highlighted in the area involved. We're going to go back to deactivating that. And then climates, lights, doors, key. So one touch turn signal. Right now it's 3 flashes. So when I'm driving, I can just tap this and it will give a 3 flash lane change indicator. That's really nice. Door. Digital keys. I really like that. So you've got a card that you can sync and that you can basically use your phone as your key. That is just absolutely wonderful. Headlight display, high beam assist. By the way, the automatic high beams in this car are really good. It really senses when you're behind somebody or when someone is in oncoming traffic, and it adjusts the lights accordingly really well. Driver assistance, and this allows you to make adjustments to driving safety things, and also just gives you basic information about things. And so then you can actually press this and it will show you specifically what is what as far as driving assistance things are concerned. The rear cross traffic alert on this thing works really well as well. And then you can go here and then screen layout, user profile, display, graphics, style A, style B, style C. I was wondering that. So you can change the colors. See that? Style C. Nice. So when I hit A, B, C, and then I can also link it to drive mode. So when I go here to drive mode and I switch it and I go sport, normal, sport, my drive. Okay, that's nice. I was wondering about that. So we're just going to leave it there. Then there's screensaver. It's under none right now. And then split screen. That's pretty cool. I was wondering about changing the colors of the display there. And then you have general, and this is, like I said, this is where I just recommend you spending some time in all of these different settings to really make it so that it's yours. And you can see a star button right here. That star button allows you, or you can control what this star button controls right here. See, custom star button on the steering wheel, and it says none right now, but you can make it do whatever you want to do. Let's make it take us to the home screen. So whenever you press it now, it takes you, boom, right to the home screen. Very cool stuff. And then you have media and setup, and that's basically the same screen that we were going to. I love the way the climate control systems work. By the way, you have fabulous heated seats. The heated seats get nice and hot in this thing. You have sync for your climate control systems, and then all of this, you can just turn it off there, and it all works really well. And I love the little indicator that you have. See, it goes in blue off to the sides of the button that you push. This stuff works extremely well. As far as the feedback and everything is concerned. So I like how this display is flat and it's just touchscreen, and then you just simply have the 2 dials on the end. Tons of charging options right here. Look at that. So this is fabulous for your USB-C, and then you also have wireless charging right here, a little bit of storage here, a couple of cup holders here, and then you have several different driving modes here, including automatic engine shutoff. This is for your cameras, parking brake, auto hold, and then Hyundai calls this downhill brake control, and then locking center differential on and off. So that's pretty cool. Drive modes here that allows you to control, go to sport and comfort and snow and things like that. And then here is your box. Hyundai has the best rear backup camera that I have seen thus far. It is just wonderful as far as the clarity and the brightness of your backup camera system. It is just great. Another really nice thing about this thing, and I wish other manufacturers would take note of Hyundai's high definition rear backup camera, and the way it is super clear, and it allows me to just, you know, line up the lines with the lines on the parking lot right there. Here's one big deal though, in my opinion. It's got all this safety equipment, all this beautiful stuff, almost self-steering, but this thing doesn't have parking sensors, and I don't get that. front or rear. So you can see I'm backing up to a wall to park, and it's not letting me know a thing. That's okay, because I've got this super clear high definition backup camera that has several different viewpoints, but no parking sensors. The way the radar cruise control works in this Hyundai Tucson is really nice. It's like one button, and it's very effective, and it doesn't feel herky-jerky. It feels very natural. All you do is press the top left button on the face of the steering wheel, and that activates your cruise, radar cruise and everything. So now it's going, it's ready to go. You can adjust the distance that the vehicle will maintain right here on the bottom left of the steering wheel. Activates it, adjust the distance. Then you can adjust the speed with this little toggle. So right now the speed is set at 57 miles per hour. That's why I'm going 57. I'm going to bump it up to 60. And so now it's maintaining this distance between me and that huge bus in front of me. And it's doing it very well. If the bus slows down, it slows me down. If the bus speeds up, it speeds me up to 60 miles per hour. So that's very effective. Now, here's what I really want to highlight in this portion is the steering mitigation. So whenever you press this, a little green steering wheel is highlighted right there. And then I just press this button to show me the screen of what the vehicle sees in front of me. So it can also see the blind spot monitoring is working right here, and it's also working in my mirror, showing me that there are vehicles to my left or to my right. I'm going to bump it up to about 65 here. And so now it's trailing, or it's tracing the big bus that's in front of me. And so look, this is not self-steering. By no means am I implying that, but this system will guide you inside of your lane more effectively than any other system I have seen other than the Tesla self-driving. So right now my hand is down here on the bottom left of the steering wheel, or here, and it is kind of just touching it and just making sure that I still have control of the car. But as you can see, the steering wheel is turning itself inside of on this highway. And so if I have a gentle curve, then it's going to follow the curve, and I have not given it any real movement on the steering wheel in a while. As I've been talking since I have set it, I've not really given it any movement, and look, it's just basically doing it. It's absolutely a fantastic system. Now, if it senses that I'm not touching the steering wheel at all, it's going to say right here, you know, hey knucklehead, grab the wheel. But it takes a while for it to do that. I mean, it doesn't do that just like some cars do when it can sense that you're not touching the wheel. I was going on the way here, I was actually going for several minutes, and it didn't. And as you can see right now, it's trailing this vehicle perfectly. So where a lot of systems will see the lines on the road, this one sees the vehicle in front of me. And what's nice about that is on a thoroughfare or on an interstate like I'm on right now, it's nice because if the lines are faded or it can't see the lines on the road, it can still see the vehicle that's in front of me. That's great. But okay, see, keep hands on steering wheel. So I moved it a little bit, and now again my hands are always touching the wheel, but I'm not necessarily steering it. No input. So if you're in a city setting where there are tight turns and curves and whatnot, this system doesn't know really what to do because it has a hard time trailing the vehicle that's in front of you, and it can tend to kind of, you know, put you in a direction that you don't necessarily want to go. So do not rely on this, but it it's a great feature for long stretches like this, to not have to really put as much input into the steering wheel. Also note that it's raining pretty hard where I am, and it's still really doing it very, very effectively. I heard something kind of funny just a couple of days ago, someone referencing drivers in Massachusetts, and they called them mass holes. I have not experienced that, honestly. The drivers here have been very accommodating, very nice, although they will cut in front of you and only leave inches. But they don't honk their horn. You can do it to other people and they don't get upset with you. It's actually kind of a nice dynamic, because everybody is out here ready to drive, ready to get somewhere, and it seems like people are in a hurry, but they're not necessarily in a hurry. It's just the way of things, the way things are here. So the driving, it's not for the faint of heart, but once you get into the flow of things, it's not too bad. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for our look at the 2025 Hyundai Tucson, coming to you from Gloucester, Massachusetts, beautiful New England, and it is a beautiful fall day. And I have thoroughly enjoyed the Tucson, even over the rough streets of Boston, because Massachusetts has some pretty rough roads because of the weather here. It just absolutely destroys the roads, and this thing has done really, really well over those rough roads. So I give it a big fat thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the most important thing of all, have a wonderful day, everybody.